Thank you for joining us. I'm Neil Shapiro, President and CEO of WNET. And I'm delighted to welcome you to the preview event for Pioneers, Reginald F. Lewis and the Making of a Billion-Dollar Empire. We are delighted to welcome members of the Lewis family. I'd like to ask the whole Lewis family to please stand and be recognized. And as we begin our program, I'd like to keep with the Lewis family tradition. I'd like to invite Mrs. Carolyn Fugit, the mother of Reginald Lewis, to come to the stage.
Good evening. At 92, I thought I had witnessed everything. But just seeing you here tonight in your glory and splendor, thank you, thank you. We'll say just blessings to you from the family, and we hope tonight will be a beginning for a lot of young people here to see what can be done and how you can do it. As I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless.
So a few quick words about WNET. As you know, we're the tri-state area's public media provider. We explore history and legacies of those who've made notable, and in many cases, special contributions to our community, our nation, and our world. Our new series, Pioneers, seeks to do just that. And we picked someone to start it off with who's really special. The legendary Reginald F. Lewis, who's the subject of our pilot episode. But I'm going to bring up the person who worked on this, the executive producer of tonight's film, Geraldine Mariba.
It's such an honor to have been the person to make this film. This is a project that brought me back to my bookshelf. This book, Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun?, is important because it's like a Bible on how to break glass ceilings and how to pull others up on your way up there. And that's what Reginald Lewis did. The section that you're going to see now is a part of the film that's about his biggest business deal. It's about Beatrice International, and I hope you like it.
Reginald F. Lewis and the Making of a Billion-Dollar Empire.
Now it's an honor to introduce Nina Panada.
Nina Panada is an award-winning broadcast journalist with WABC TV in New York. Nina's reports on 9/11 from the World Trade Center towers helped earn Nina and her colleagues at WABC and ABC News the prestigious Peabody Award for Excellence in Journalism. Please help me welcome Nina.
Thank you so much, Geraldine, and congratulations on this wonderful documentary. We are here to talk about making a deal, and there were 3 people in this room at the beginning of this deal. And make your way to the stage, gentlemen, please. Welcome, gentlemen, our panel. After the untimely passing of Reginald F. Lewis at the age of 50, what were the qualities and talents that you felt led to this great success?
Reg was always very, very well prepared. He did his homework. He knew who he was. He knew who the people he was negotiating were, and he knew the company he was dealing with.
Reg was the mastermind behind acquiring a company with $2.5 billion in revenues, $136 million in operating profit, had 64 operating companies in 31 countries. And the key was figuring out better than anyone else how you take debt in the world's most efficient capital markets, the United States, and get an interest tax deduction when all of your income is from offshore. And that's what we figured out. And we figured it out better than anybody else.
And it's interesting because part of what was necessary to accomplish that was to get the government of France to agree. And it was against their interest to the tune of maybe $100 million of future tax revenues. So we went to France. We went to see the finance ministry, and Reg opened up the meeting in French, and it all got done.
It got done.
It all got done. But if I may say so, the world's come a long way in business, and everything's global and competitive, and even more competitive than ever before. But don't ever bet against a couple of really smart, determined people who have paid their dues and done their training and did their homework and aren't to be denied. And that's what happened here. And for any young people out there thinking about Reg Lewis and Cleve and this deal, it can happen again.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. So, gentlemen, you heard what the the folks who were the architects of this billion-dollar deal talked about. Tell me, Mr. Smith, why is Reginald Lewis a pioneer, and what is his legacy, do you think, today?
It's a broad and deep legacy. It is, and I think the importance that he plays today is to inspire not only people like me, but the next generation of deal makers.
How much has the business playing field, do you think, leveled now, and how much influence do you think Mr. Lewis had on that and on you personally?
What the legacy of Reginald Lewis demonstrates is that notwithstanding, in spite of the hue, if you can generate returns for your shareholders, then you can be part of what today is called the ecosystem. And there's one thing that Cleve mentioned that we can never lose sight of. He said they were well trained, which means they put in the work. And as a result of that, when the opportunity presented itself, they were able to seize the opportunity.
Do you think it would have been easier for him to get funding today?
It's never easy to get capital. You have to, capital is rigorous in its assessment, isn't it? Which is exactly what happened with Reginald Lewis. Remember, Beatrice wasn't his first deal. His first deal was a little pattern company in my hometown. But before McCall and before Beatrice, I think he had 15 to almost 20 years of training. Right?
Now, I would encourage and what I do with Ray is encourage every person of color to become technology, I'll call it technology competent, technology enabled. Christine is doing a fantastic job with her organization, All Star Code, which is a wonderful legacy. The key is we've got to go from 200 kids to 20,000 to 200,000, and that's where the support has to be placed in order for us to really to participate in the economy, the global economy, going forward.
Right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. If you could leave our audience with one word of the legacy that Reginald F. Lewis left you with, and one trait that you would say for them to be inspired, that they should embody of what Mr. Lewis did, what would you leave them with?
I mean, for me, it'd be perseverance.
Mr. McGuire?
Vision.
Vision and perseverance for Reginald F. Lewis in this wonderful documentary. Thank you, gentlemen.
Let's have it for our panelists, Robert Smith, Raymond McGuire, Dean Keller, Clive Christoph, and Peter Offerman, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me thank President Neil Shapiro, the award-winning executive producer, Geraldine Moriba. Give them a hand, please. WNET and the Board of Trustees. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.